Get promos and discounts from Filipino startups. Check out our partners at the description. Welcome sa second ever in-person podcast ng Startup Podcast PH. At dito tayo ngayon sa office/coworking space ng Upscale Innovation Hub and interview natin ang startup sa kanilang latest cohort. So ang second na kasama natin is Indico and we have its co-founders Natalia Patolot and J.I. Locsin and Head of Operations Marty Yam. Hello, hello, hello. Kamusta?
It's nice to be here, Johnny. Thank you so much for having us, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Actually, we're more used to being the ones interviewing, so this is a new thing for us.
And I like the chill atmosphere.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
chill lang tayo dito. Actually, yun naman yung gusto ko, no? To create startup conversations and to make it natural para din maging natural yung mga Filipino entrepreneurs and innovators. So, yeah, let's talk about Indico. Ano? Actually, I heard na si Indico nung demo day and I actually met na with some of you even before. Ano? So, ano nga ba ang Indico? Let's start with that.
I think I can talk about Indico a bit. So, we are a content creation agency, and we really focus on connecting businesses that need their content written by outsourced writers to writers who are empowered by tech-enabled tools that can help them write better content. So, like content that is more aligned with search engine optimization. So basically, when you search stuff, you'll see their content better, and also content that's kind of aligned with yung brand voice nila. Kasi sometimes outsourced writers have trouble, connecting with business because they're not really part of their teams, diba? So we wanted to help bridge that gap between, businesses having outsourced writers and also having quality content at the same time.
Okay, okay. So, himayin natin yan, himayin natin yan. Medyo madaming
Sorry,
verses.
sorry.
So, himayin
Madaldal
natin.
talaga.
So,
See operations.
extrovert.
Sorry.
So, himayin natin yung bridge na inyong, kumbaga yung gap, na inyong tinutulay. So, meron two parts dito sa Indico, eh. First, yung businesses na nangangailangan ng content. Is that right?
Yes.
And then also, binibridge ninyo yung business na ito with the content writers, yung mga nagsusulat ng mga
Yeah.
content na ito. You connect them and you also add some value. So, dun muna tayo saan tayo mag-start? Maybe sa businesses. Dun tayo mag-start. So, ano nga ba itong problem ng mga businesses on content creating, on content making, and paano nga ba sila natutulungan ni Indico?
I'll go with this one.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
so
then I just
Marty
add to you.
and
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So, we had some friends before who are business owners as well, and they found it a problem to have in-house writers. So what they would usually do is that they would outsource. They would
Okay.
look for writers in different websites or freelance websites, and they found that they were having a hard time, basically getting them to write content that they really liked and content that was actually useful for them. Because sometimes they would have trouble using that content properly kasi baka di maganda yung pagkakasulat or maybe the writers that they got weren't really aligned, diba? That was the problem they found a lot.
Yeah, and as a content writer for years, I know the struggle with really making sure that the branding is aligned with the content they need, the relevancy, etc. So yeah, basically we really try to make it sure that not only the content is relevant, of course, but it's aligned with their branding and their needs because each brand has different needs. Sometimes they want it more informative, educational, or sometimes even casual and pangmasa, quote unquote. And yeah, so besides that, we also help with making sure that their work is search engine optimized, especially now that they call it more of like free advertising or free marketing for businesses as well.
Actually, nakikita kong problem dito when you said it, na parang mayroong conflict with having an in-house content writer and yung outsourcing it. Kasi when you in-house it, of course, you in-house it, ikaw makapasweldo dyan, buo, sweldo. Pero, possible na ma-absorb na yung brand, ma-absorb na yung, like, yung style, yung team ng business. When you outsource it, maybe pwedeng cheaper kasi certain contents lang, certain articles lang. Pero, medyo mahirap i-align yung branding kasi possibly din itong outsourced writer na to, marami na ibang clients, So, posibleng may issue sa pag-align. So, paano nyo sinosolve nga sa Indico ito? Kasi you said na these businesses can outsource the writers, pero parang kaya possible itong mga writers na ito masulat with the proper branding, with the proper writing, with the proper style. So, how do you do that in Indico?
Wait, I'll
Yeah.
I'll hype you up.
Let's point it here so
I
you can hear.
think one way that we're solving it is so dun muna sa
having your own in-house. So, syempre, like you have to pay them full time or you have to train them and compare that to outsourcing na you have to teach each outsourced person every time. So, yung midway point for us is like you just teach us in the go how you speak, how you ano. So we gather information about like your brand voice. We look at all the past articles you all
Oo.
publish. So you only talk to us once. Tapos kami na bala sa pag forward sa writers and to help them then to reach that standard. So yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add that there's really a struggle with the finding that brand voice and making sure it's aligned with the business. Because when I used to work as a content writer and then we had outsourced writers, it took us like 3 revisions, really, really
Mm.
heavy revisions that we're practically the ones who had to rewrite it because of the struggle with finding the right branding tone, voice style. So yeah, that's why it's a good thing that we were able to identify that and then hopefully address the problems of businesses that we will work with in the future.
Okay. Yeah, sige i-park muna natin diyan yung problem na yan
Mhm.
bago natin puntahan yung solution. Puntahan muna natin yung other side nung bridge na inyo nung gap na inyong bini-bridge yung side naman ng mga content writers
Mhm.
So, ano nga ba itong challenges itong mga content writers? Do they have challenges in like finding clients?
Oh,
How do you help them naman? How do you bridge the gap for
mm.
them naman?
Actually, they do have a lot of problems. As a writer myself, and that's the reason why we target writers specifically, because in the creative field, I think that writers are the pinaka disadvantaged in a way. Because when you look at it, now, especially with ChatGPT, AI, and all of those other tools, people are just like, oh, ChatGPT, na yan, why do you need a writer? That's always the question that comes up now that writers can be replaced. So that's why we're trying our best to provide opportunities to writers, especially those that use it as their main source of income. And we've noticed, especially in the Philippines now, that they tend to prioritize Western works, etc. The voices and stories and written work of Filipino writers are always in the shadows. So that's why we're really trying to push that out because a lot of Filipinos are very talented and have a lot of stories to tell. Ito nga, ang daldal niya.
Sorry na.
pero, pero yeah, now that's what we're really trying to do and help with. Yeah, and as a writer myself and as someone who was writing for a while for different publications, I really know the struggle in finding those opportunities to be able to earn an income, get your name out there, or even get anything for your portfolio in the first place.
Yeah, siguro just to lang since you have the experience of being a content writer, para lang din ma-appreciate ng
Mm.
ating mga nakikinig na what really is the process of being a content writer. So for example, you're a writer and you're sort of a freelancer, right? You find
Mhm.
these companies, you find these people you write for. So can you share lang paano yung process of writing, like from the start of getting a client and then the process of writing, the
Mhm.
process of delivering this output. So pa-share lang muna ng process na yun.
Okay, so I used to do different types of writing. I tried lifestyle blog articles from creative nonfiction, acad writing, etc. It's different process for each one, but if I had to, I guess, compress and then make it all one thing, I have to understand first what they need. There's no point in me writing and writing all day if I don't address what is needed. So I first look at what they need, who is the target market specifically. You can just write, but you don't understand who you're writing to, then there's no point. And then after that, I write the outline. And then after I write the outline, then that's when recta na.
Yeah.
I do it in one go at first, and then I read through it again, and then several writing. Thank God for Grammarly, because sometimes you miss out those stuff too. But after that, I read through it again, and then have it approved by the business or like the client, and then after that, if there are no revisions, then it's done.
And by the way, who are these clients? Who are these companies? Who are sample I mean, no need to name them, but parang sino ba itong mga companies na ito na nangangailangan ng content articles and how do they use these articles?
Okay, so lately a lot of businesses really need blog articles, not just because of search engine optimization, but it really helps with visibility, with and a big millennials, or if correct me if I'm wrong, millennials, Gen X, pre prefer reading more than
Oh.
as compared to like Gen Zs for information. I don't know, maybe you're a millennial.
I'm a
Driving it
millennial and
home
I
talaga.
can actually totoo. Actually, parang ngayon nga yung mga medyo mas bata sa akin ay mas siguro kayo, 'pag nagse-search na yung mga tao ngayon like sa YouTube or sa TikTok,
Mm,
ako actually nagbabasa pa ako ng mga vlog. So,
yeah,
WordPress vlog. So, I have to
yeah.
admit, yeah, I'm part of that generation. But yeah, you go ahead.
So
It
you're spot on.
Yeah, so it adds trustworthiness and then more credibility for the business when sharing those information. So yeah, our main target right now is MSMEs, startups, and then we're actually considering even partnering with agencies. The reason why we started with MSMEs and startups is because our services are pretty cheap, so they'll be able to get the content that they need for the cheapest price possible and still great quality. Meanwhile, for agencies, we were able to talk with an agency recently, and then we were able to see the struggle with finding the brand voice, and that they only have one writer for, like, let's say 6 brands, and they're struggling with being able to keep up with the demand because some businesses they want an article in 1 week, a few days, so they want to outsource some of that work through us. So we're looking into the different markets that we can tap.
Yeah, actually, ang parang essence din na 'to 'no, ng content writing for especially for like MSMEs for businesses, yung searchability nga
Mm,
nung kanilang ano. Kasi of course they can have a website, pero if they have an article na maraming words related to what they do and yung words na 'to or yung articles na 'to ay also SEO'd or search engine optimized with the
mm,
help of Indico nga. So, mas madaling makita. It's like
yeah.
for the visibility of their brand, of their company. But you mentioned kanina na meron na ngayon like mga ChatGPT, mga
Mm-hmm.
ganito AI tools to write articles. So how do you differ Indico? Since ang Indico ay ano pa rin ano, maybe I think AI enhanced kayo ano, pero the writers are still like the people. You still connect these MSMEs, these businesses to the actual human writers ano. So how do you differ from AI writing dun sa human writing?
Okay, so I guess like our main stance with the AI generation is that part it's still a useful tool. You can't just use it to replace writers, but you also can't say no to it because it'll be the future. But right now AI already is showing the capabilities that it can help. Like na mention ni tayo kanina, Grammarly, right? Like
Yeah,
as
yeah,
a
yeah.
writer, it really helps her. So
Oh.
so we're using AI in like that kind of aspect to actually help the writers write towards the brand voice and
Mm.
other things that our clients would need. So we see it purely like as a tool that can enhance your writing, but really the content, the soul of the of the
So,
articles of the written work should be like human talaga.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, meron nga you mentioned now like keywords and so well, we learned that through our journey na okay, so keywords, yung SEO, and yeah, it's important and it helps drive um views to your business, but you want more than just like views, right? You
Yeah.
want people to like believe and
Soul.
uh ayun, like we're also like we throughout our journey we shifted like our mindset from just like the technical aspect of everything, which I think AI might be able to accomplish towards the actual like heart of things. So yung is it trustworthy, is it like written from human experience? So yun
Mm.
yung mga feel namin na hindi talaga mare-replace ng
Mm.
AI. So ayun.
Mm.
Yeah, in relation to going hand in hand with humans. Oh,
Oh my
oh
gosh,
my
sorry.
gosh.
It's okay.
Right.
My bad.
So yeah, in relation to going hand in hand with humans, we've come to realize that even as AI advances in the future, even though For example, dati doing an AI video was really obviously AI, but now it's hard to tell the difference. So it's expected that as years progress, the writing or ChatGPT will also be better. But there's something that we realize is that they really cannot replicate the soul, the emotions of humans. And for example, when you read AI work, you can tell it's AI sometimes. There are certain things like embark on a journey, those usual
Yes.
those usual lines.
No, unravel.
Unravel. But
Okay.
but
Okay.
meanwhile, for humans, they add the touch of human experience that can't really copy it. So that's why it's really important to make them go hand in hand, and you can't really remove the human.
And
Mm.
even like going back into the brand voice aspect of it, even though you can say like we'll be having tech help us understand the brand voice better, it really is different when it's understood and put out into content by humans because it takes a different level of understanding that AI can't quite replicate on how certain things are worded, on how you want to convey a message. And that's what we really wanted to, drive home by utilizing is a bad word, by, by working with our human writers because, their touch we're not just getting like newbie writers always. So some of our writers are quite experienced as well. So we really love that they're able to add their own unique touch to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
content that they write as well, while keeping it aligned with the brand voice that they're working with.
I want to add like from like the technical or research aspect, right? Like so AI is content generation is about like predicting the next word, the
Yeah.
next set of words. So there's it's still debatable whether it really understands what it's writing. So, like for example, if you want like a review or a human experience about like I need an article written about our new location, like is it good,
Oh.
right? So, how could an AI understand
Mm.
those kinds of things like outside just the words, right? There's more
Mm.
than just words. So, yeah, that's how I see the whole AI
Yeah, actually that's
aspect.
a good thing that you mentioned kasi ang AI nga yan ay trinain mo sa big data na actually in the past na. Pero kung may something new to be experienced, to be seen, to be touched, to be sensed, hindi siya magagawa ni AI or magagawa siya ni AI pero kumbaga nakabase pa rin dun sa mga lumang historical data niya, ano. So, I think yun din yung touch dito ng human writers talaga, yung new experiences. And ang takeaway ko dito is you're like helping synergize human writers and AI. Human writers for the soul, for the heart, for the sense, for the experience, and AI like to enhance the writing, to optimize yung writing. Napuntahan naman natin yung Indico mismo as a platform. So, paano nga ba nag-work yung platform na to? So, maybe dun muna tayo sa businesses. So, paano nga ba, for example, I'm an MSME and I want to have a content, an article. So, how is the process? How does it go?
So how it usually starts is that a business would submit a call for submissions where they include the different details that they want, like the kind of content that they want written, the number of words they want. Because sometimes they want to just have a short article, other times they want a relatively detailed one. It depends, but we're giving them the flexibility to choose naman. And once they create the call for submissions, this is where we come in right now. So we would be connecting them with a writer who is most suited for the content that they want created. So for example, if you're a lifestyle type of business, we'd link you with writers who are more experienced in
Oh.
lifestyle blogging, lifestyle article writing. For example, if Talia were a writer, since she mentioned she used to do lifestyle writing, we'd be
Mm,
connecting you
mm.
with Talia, and then we'd be giving her the tools that are tech enabled as well. Like what Jay mentioned, utilizing tools similar to Grammarly, but ones that we're working on ourselves, so that when the writers are creating the content, they'll be making it so that they keep themselves SEO aligned. And after checking the brand voice with the tools we have, it'll keep it aligned with that as well. And then once that content is done being written by the writers, it'll be sent back as like a first draft wherein the businesses can review it. And then a separate tool can check how aligned it is with the call that they had created. And then that's where they can kind of review it and then ask for revisions. But at that point, it would be just very minimal because it had been already checked with brand voice, checked with how good it is to perform as a website article. And then just be a bit of back and forth. Baka nitty-gritty na lang talaga yun. Just figuring out, oh, maybe I want this worded differently. Baka mas maganda kung
Yeah,
mas
yeah.
maiksi to or tanggalin na tong paragraph na to.
Oo.
Something like that na lang.
How about for the content writers naman? So, and who are these content writers and how do you get them? So sila ba ay parang naghihintay lang diyan to get a call to write for them. So how does it work naman for the writers?
So right now we have 200 plus
Wow.
waitlisted writers. So we originally started off as a publishing business. So that's why we are connected with a lot of writers. So they either wrote for us, collaborated with us at some point in our journey. And so they just signed up. And yeah, there are a lot of writers actually looking for opportunities and are really hungry for it and motivated and dedicated. So yeah, they're usually in this pool, and then we kind of worked with them in the past, so we kind of know their writing style, their speed, etc. So we just choose from that.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, pero para pala itong yung mga other I mean, of course, you have something value, pero parang medyo related siya dun sa mga ibang platforms na kino-connect. Parang puwede dun mag-post yung mga content writers,
Mm-hmm.
pangalanan na nga natin. For example, Upwork, mga ganyan, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
May mga content writers and then may mga businesses that
Mm-hmm.
maybe want this certain service and then they are connected. Pero I think ang iba rin sa inyo is you really
Tools.
focus on the writing and you have enhancements and more value for the writing part. So yeah, what do you say about this? Parang how do you differentiate naman from these other types of platforms?
Okay, so I think the first thing that you would differentiate is like if as a client you just go to us Indigo and then kami na bahala maghanap
Ah,
ng
okay.
best writer
Yeah.
for you. So there's
Oh.
that aspect of like matching. And other than matching, you get all the revisions and then so it's all managed by us. So uh I guess just from that I think there's already like more you have like a more secure transaction. Uh yeah, ano
Yeah,
pa?
and the tools that we plan to put out.
Yeah. So like on the back end, although I'm not sure if makita if it's very visible to the business other than like the quality of the content. But on the back end, we're providing a platform for our writers to para as I said, like the similar to Grammarly na brand voice assistant. So
Mm.
we're working on that right now, and it's in the testing phase. Um, so when writers they don't have to like go out there and find their own tools, right? It's actually common sa
Mm.
mga freelance na okay, if I'm a freelance, I need to subscribe
Yes, true.
to I don't know for SEO there's
Yeah.
SEMrush and then you have to subscribe to other services. So we want to provide that for our writers
Yeah.
that signed up. So
Mm.
uh, that's also another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, actually now I see it. Actually ang ganda pala, ang ganda ang actually ng inyong ginagawa kasi on the side of the businesses, when you go to those platforms nga, mahihirapan ka pa maghanap ng tao, ng writer na bagay sa'yo. Minsan it will be trial and error. Try mo 'to, ayaw mo nito, babayaran mo pero ayaw mo naman, 'di ba? Then lipat ka dito, lipat ka dito. Maybe with Indico, parang andun na yung you ensure the quality
Mm.
kasi may matching and then meron na rin kayong mga tools to
Yeah.
help these writers. And for the writers naman, that's also true. May access sila sa mga tools agad-agad, sa mga curated tools na rin na effective to
Mhm.
help them write and to help them write articles na magugustuhan or talagang tatanggapin ng mga businesses. So I think that's the real value that you put here. Is that right?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So ayun, so tama pala ang ating ang ating takeaway. So puntahan naman natin ang stories behind Indico. Ayan. So paano nga ba nagsimula si Indico? Paano ba nagsimula itong idea? How did it become a startup? And paano kayo nag-meet?
It's actually a really funny story. It started off by our original founder. Unfortunately, she's not here. Her name is Leah. She started it as a podcast too. It
Oh.
was the Youngblood podcast, and she
Oh.
was featuring Youngblood articles from the Philippine Daily
Yeah,
Inquirer.
yeah, yeah.
So one of my articles got published there, and then she interviewed me. So after the interview, we didn't talk for months. And then I got published again, and then she interviewed me again. After a call, She was stalking me on LinkedIn for a while now. And she's, for context, she's a math major, very STEM siya ever since. So really doesn't know much about the business side. And then I'm the one I graduated from a business course. So she said, I need a business co-founder to help me make it go from a podcast to an actual business. So she brought me in and it became initially the Independent Collective. So our goal was to really feature creatives of different kinds. So we started off with TikTok influencers because that can also be considered as an art.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
TikTok influencers, startup founders. We also did other types of writers, artists, graphic designers, performers. We did, yeah, that's the people we featured, did events for, collaborated with for the first 6 months. Then we eventually came to the realization that, oh, writers really need more attention. And as both of us are writers, so we really know the struggle as compared to, I guess, the other types of creatives. So we decided to hyper focus on the writers, and then we started becoming like a publishing business. So we have these anthologies, we have call for submissions, and then writers submit to us their stories. So these we have different themes per book. So sometimes it can be about love and heartbreak, and then the next could be about Christmas in the pandemic. It could also be about what is our purpose in life, what's next, etc.
Very broad.
Yeah, very broad. So we've been getting writers initially from Filipinos. Then later on, we've been getting stories from people in Malaysia, from Thailand, Vietnam. So other Southeast. I think the farthest that we've gotten geographically was someone from the US or Canada. So yeah, we get a lot of different kinds of writers of different stories. It's very interesting to read because of the different perspectives and life stories that they have. So we published, I believe, 8 to 9, almost 10 books. So releasing one soon too. So stay tuned for that.
I had to squeeze the plug in there to
Yeah, and then yeah, so we collaborated with people. We were hosting book signing events as well because we wanted to not only give writers the opportunity to share their stories for the first time in forever, get featured for it, but also connect with the people who wrote it by hosting these book signing events. And it was really motivating to really meet these people because they told us it's their first time. It's the first time that their story has been put out there. So it's very touching to hear. And then after that, we realized we want to help more writers out there. And
Mm.
as a, I guess, traditional business, it's very limiting. We're only limited to the Philippines. We can only distribute through Shopee or Google Forms, and we wanted to do more for the writers outside of the Philippines. So they moved into tech. And well, this tech pivot, we had to really do it because we got into a competition, and they gave us funds to really jumpstart that. Then later on, she met JI at a party, si Leah, at a birthday party.
Actually, like I was classmates with Leah in Bacolod like ever since like kinder. So
Oh,
I knew
wow.
her way back, but I haven't been super in touch. But I met her again at a party, and then our and the mutual friends birthday party, and then she was stressed out like, "Oy, we're eating," and then she's like. She's like, "Hey, okay ka lang? What's up?" And then she's like, "Oh, I have this thing." So meron pala sila apparently like parang demo in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Parang demo day. And wala pa silang
Application.
web application daw. And
When
then
was this again?
this was like
Year.
August?
around
August
August
2023.
2023.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, last year now.
So so I was like, oh, I'm on break right now from school, and I do some programming, so I can help you. So I just signed on as like a contractual at first. Uh, so I helped them build the really rough prototype. but you know, it was in a time of my life na parang okay, like medyo
Attached na ako.
like I don't know where I'm going sa college. Pero
But you're still college that time? You're still...
yeah, I'm still in master's right now.
Okay, okay, yeah.
But I don't know where like I'm going, pero I just know that I like to build things. So I was like, okay, I'll help you build this, you know. So like like I'm not a writer exactly. I'm a writer of programs, I guess.
Deep.
But yeah, like I just wanted to put myself out there and build things, and this was like really a passionate project from an old friend, and I really wanted to help. And when I got onboarded and I got to know Leah and Talia better, and I got to see that I went to their events like a surprise na I didn't say na I would go, but I actually went to one of the Indico book signing events,
Oh.
and I was like I saw them na like I saw the writers, and then all the yung friends and families nila, and people who went to get their books signed, and I got to talk to writers and also the editors within the editorial team. And parang na ano na attached na ako. So I was like, okay, I think I'll stay with you guys.
Yeah, and then after that, for the rest of the team, we always have this inside joke. We call it Talia and Friends.
Why?
Because a lot of our core members and the members after that were met me somehow.
Na-connect sa'yo.
Yeah, yeah. They met me somehow, whether it through badminton or yeah, because I play badminton or mates, etc. And then sometimes I'm just like, you want a job? Or they just tell me like, oh, I really need an internship for college. Can I work with you guys for practical experience? And actually I got Marty
Marty.
into this because he was a friend of my friend that I met in badminton.
So it was around December last year. Actually, before that, I'd met Talia, but from a completely different context. Because I was working on a project for my marketing subject, and she had a friend who owned a coffee shop, and I needed to talk to people who owned coffee shops. So I'd met Talia around October 2023, but we never really spoke after that. And then one day in December, she sent me a message like, "Oh, we're holding a surprise birthday party for her friend who also works in Indigo."
Birthday party, sorry.
Okay, the birthday. There's something about
Sa
birthdays
birthday
in
party
Indigo talaga.
nabubuo yung Indigo.
Networking talaga. Very business-minded talaga yung approaches to the parties. So, the party was just like a very random thing. She was like, "Oh, do you want to come?" Because I was really good friends with her friend. His name is Lance. So he's like our UX UI
Mm.
designer talaga for the company. And then I was like, sure. So I dropped by. And then when I got home, so Lance, he told me more about, oh, yeah, so you met my boss. I was like, I met your boss? Where? I met her pretty briefly, but we didn't really get to talk masyado because it was my friend's birthday. And then around that time, Indigo was looking for more people to join, either in the creatives or the operations department. So I said, hey, if you guys are looking for an operations head, maybe I could take a crack at it. And before I knew it, I was onboarded agad. I didn't even well, I thought I came in for getting to know, and then I realized by the end of the talk, so these are your responsibilities. I'm like, okay, but I'm not against it at all. It was very quick,
Efficient.
very efficient. Yeah, wala pang hi hello, I was already on the team. Okay, that's very fast. No, I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, it was really surprising because when we look at it from like this perspective, then you wouldn't have thought na these groups of people would have gotten together. But looking at the team from like outside in, if you look at our schools, it makes sense. Because a lot of us are from like
From
Ateneo,
Ateneo.
and then DJ is from LaSalle. One of our marketing managers here in UP, but he was also from Ateneo.
Yeah, he was also from
But coming together wasn't really something we expected. But being where we are today, we couldn't really see it any other way talaga. So it kind of worked out. I think it worked out pretty well naman.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think it's working out. Pero ang galing, no? I mean, actually, now ko lang nalaman na because I met you, si Martin, si JA before about Indigo. And yung story nga ni Talia na ako nalalaman na nanggaling pala ito sa isang publishing company, the
Yes.
Independent Collective
Mm.
Tapos yung takeaway ko so parang because you really want to help the writers, because you really want to give more opportunities to writers. So inopen nyo yung possibilities for these writers kumbaga to create more through tech and to connect them with itong mga businesses, mga companies na nangangailangan ng article. So parang medyo transition din siya from that kind of writing to this kind of writing na medyo oriented sa mga kumbaga sa maybe corporate or maybe those companies out there And then ang saya din ng story of how you met pala. So parang ano talaga yun, no? Parang
Straight.
tsaka parang ang tingin ko kasi sa startups, yung startups, hindi siya tao bubuo ng startup. Yung startup, kinukuha yung mga tao kasi kailangan ng startup na yun. Gets mo ba yung parang So, parang dahil yung startup na yun ay nangangailangan ng business person, ng writers, ng operations person. So, unti-unti niya nahahatak. Depende sa pangangailangan niya. So, maybe nagkataon nga lang na sa birthday parties kayo nagkakilala. Pero, I think when you
Very
come to think of it,
special.
parang it's a natural growth din naman ng startup. So, unti-unti talagang ganun nabubuo yung startup. And now, so, since nandiyan tayo sa office or co-working spaces ng Upscale, so, pakwento naman ang inyong journey as an incubatee ni Upscale. So, paano nga ba kayo napunta sa Upscale and how is it? How is the experience
Okay.
here?
Similar to our origin story, it was because of Leah. Hindi dahil sa
A birthday
birthday
party.
Hindi, it was because of Leah. So Leah found out about Upscale through a Facebook post. Actually, ang galing niya maghanap ng mga opportunities. Nagugulat na
Super,
lang ako, we're in it.
Yeah, ang galing talaga. Super.
So, ayan, found out that we got in and then we're gonna have a pitch. And then sakto, JI was officially a co-founder by then, so we helped her pitch on that day. So once we got in to Upscale, it was really fun because I think the team wouldn't be this close if it weren't for the Upscale office, and we wouldn't be able to progress and have all of these crazy iterations in the past few months if it weren't for the co-working space and for the lessons and the mentorship that was provided to us. It was really really helpful, and it was easier also to get more team members because they were like, oh, it's near Ateneo, malamig. Yeah. And then we have a lot of memories here together. And it was so nice because initially it was just JI, me, and then Lance in the room. And as I quote from JI, it's like, it was just three introverts and it was very quiet. Talia did most of the talking. And then later on, Marty came in, Brian came in, and all of other people came in. And then now it's like so rowdy. And then and it's so funny because I was so used to the silence of Lance and JI. And then suddenly like all of these people are here and then we're all bouncing ideas off of each other. And then yeah, we started to get closer. We hang out after work. So it's fun. Upscale was really like the starting point for us for our tech journey or tech startup journey.
I think I also want to say that it wasn't all like happy, like,
Stressful.
it was
Stressful.
it was
Yeah.
very hard because we were challenged on everything. Like every idea, every and we learned that okay, you have to do this to really validate. You have to each pivot needs to be validated. You can't just say I think this would work. You have to know that this would work. So if you actually look at or probably don't look, but like our initial pitch to upscale was very different from where we are now. And it took us so much like paikot-ikot like pivoting. Um and I think sabi ni Talia na our iterations were wild. Yeah, they were wild. Like they were very different. Pero I think one thing that we had as a team was like that like a non-negotiable like a north star. So we started as uh Indico started as a place for writers. So we always ask the
Mm,
question, how would this help writers? Like, okay, we can
yeah.
make more money this way. We can probably sell the idea better this way. Pero like it still comes down to like how will the writers benefit? So that's one thing that I liked about
Mm,
Indico na parang it knows that it's about the writers. So, yeah.
yeah.
That was kind of how we moved forward from then, because like we mentioned, we did start off as a publishing company, sort of, and when we realized that the opportunities that were available, go ahead lang. There were opportunities that were available for writers at the time, but as we got deeper into the industry itself, speaking with other publishing companies, other potential partners, where we wanted to have our writers in place, we found that it wasn't exactly as open because a lot of bigger organizations in the publishing industry already had in-house writers of their own, and they weren't really open to the idea of
Yeah, yeah.
bringing in new writers. And we had so many that we wanted to give opportunities to, and we realized that this wasn't going to work sustainably. It might have worked if we kept at it for a while, but it wouldn't have gone as far as we wanted to, and that wouldn't be really good for our writers as well. So like Jay said, we did have options wherein we could have utilized our tools for like maybe not having the writers in as much and not having them active, and that would have technically made more money because no need to pay them, but that wouldn't really be our passion. That's not why we're working towards growing our startup, because without our writers we wouldn't really be here, and we don't want to just disregard them. Kaya we really wanted to take them with us where we're going,
Yeah.
and we saw the MSME, the corporate industry, as a place where we can take them, because as much as video content, publication materials are evolving, you can't really ever get rid of written content,
Yeah,
eh.
yeah.
And we know that human writing is something that, although AI exists, is never really going to go out of style. Maybe it might have some difficulties here and there, especially with the controversial issues ng AI ngayon. But we see it as it's something that has been, ingrained in us, our ability to really communicate as people, and you can't really replace that ever, as much as you train something to do it. We believe na, the human aspect of it won't really ever go away. And we're trying to help that stay talaga.
Yeah. But that's actually good, ano, meron na kayong North Star, or at least you know na talagang ang puso ni Indigo ay nasa community of writers na meron ito. Paano lang pala, pa-share lang pala ng backgrounds ng team members, kasi baka inis na mga
Ah,
nakikinig na are you Gen Z? Which generation do you belong? And siguro
yeah,
pa-share na rin like backgrounds and maybe schools ng mga, and
yeah,
I think kasi si Marky ay student pa right now, ano,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm a
so pwedeng
student right
pa-share
now.
lang din muna ng members ng team.
Sige, I can go first. I think it's obvious that we're all Gen Zs with the way that
Wait,
we
wait,
talk. But yeah, I graduated from Ateneo last year, 2023. My
Mm,
course was Communication Technology Management. So very related to what Indico is in all parts of my course. So yeah, I before that I was a working student from practically the moment I ended high school to the moment I graduated. I never not had a job. And they were always related to marketing, content writing. So I experienced different kinds of writing. I even had an ebook before, and then all of the stuff. So I experienced different aspects of writing. I had a lot of side quests in my college life.
Side quests.
Yeah, side
side
quests in my
quest.
college life.
Wait.
So really writing talaga, um, and marketing. So I guess that's my main focus or what I'm doing. Yeah, hopefully in the future I'll be getting into masters, but let's see,
Oh.
tentative yan.
Yeah, sige, Marty.
So I can go next. Yeah, so I'm currently a third year at Ateneo. I'm taking management as my major, but I am also specializing in project management. That's why I really wanted to get like a hands-on experience in the operations of business talaga. And I also wanted to get into writing before, but I'm not sure if I've really spoken about this masyado as a company, but there weren't many chances for me to go in as a writer because the barrier was a bit high in some of the platforms. You would have to put in a lot of extra effort as well, and I found some trouble with that before. So that's when I found out about the Indico's advocacy. That's what really pushed me to join the company as well. Aside from the birthday party at the time, this was really something that when I really looked into it, when I looked up Indico more, I found it very admirable yung vision nila, and I wanted to help get them to where they wanted to be talaga. So that's my background talaga.
Background lang, JI.
Sorry. So I'm taking BSMS computer science, and I'm finishing like my last year of the master's part, and um I like to do side projects, a lot of side projects. A lot of them were game development projects, but I also started making mga small apps for mga like my titos titas for their like little small businesses or whatever. And yeah, that's why I'm in Indico, because I want to help build this thing.
How about the others pala? So are they students, fresh grads? So puro kayo Gen Z? Puro kayo Gen
Yes,
Z?
all of
Okay.
us are Gen Zs.
Okay, okay.
I think the only one who's graduate is me and our financial officer. Mainly because we're blockmates. That's how we met. She was she's basically the reason why I passed my math subjects. She's really good at finance and math in general, and she was a graphic designer before, and then she found a love for finance, and I was like, okay, you want to practice your finance? And
Posible.
G naman siya.
Galing, galing. Ganun pala ang writer. Ganun.
G naman siya because we were always a tandem when we were in group projects. So she would do all of the math, all the graphs, and then I would do anything related. I would write anything related to business and everything. So that's our dynamic ever since. So it's now in the work setting, it's the same thing. She does the math. I do everything else. So yeah, and pati dynamic din namin ni JI. Honestly, honestly when we eat out, I'm like, what's the math, JI?
It's all the STEM major.
Yeah. So for the rest, they're college students, third year pataas.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think our eldest is. I don't think Gen Z na to. Millennial na ata. I'm not sure. 27.
I think Gen Z pa rin yan.
Gen Z pa
Yeah,
rin
yeah.
siya. But she's our editorial head.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay, yeah. So, I think maganda lang din na makakita yung parang age range, yung parang profile din ng founders or ng team members ni Indigo. Before we go to the last part, yung future plans, I'm curious lang din, how are you, kumbaga, quote-unquote, marketing Indigo, first of all, are you finding more writers? And second, how are you finding these MSMEs, these companies na naghahanap nga ng mga content articles?
Yeah, so right now we do a lot. Actually, medyo my journey din. Yung pagka-marketing namin, we started off on TikTok.
Oh.
We really tried because we wanted
Sample. Joke.
before the launch, we really, really tried to get on TikTok and to get as much followers as possible. So it's easy. Kung ano na lang ginagawa ko sa TikTok, guys, huwag niyo panoorin.
Plug our TikTok later so everyone can watch from it.
And so we tried that, and then once we got the audience from there, that led to the Facebook. That's when we launched. So we try now talaga but our main platforms right now is Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So that's where we usually promote and ask for call for submissions for writers, etc. For businesses naman, we realized we have more chances when it's in networking events, incubators, accelerators, more parang may nag-i-introduce sa amin. So really through that, because if it's in cold calling, syempre it's like it looks like spam sometimes. It's really hard sometimes. So we really just get the connection. It just comes to us.
Okay, yeah.
Minamanifest ko.
Tally writes them down
Yeah.
in paper and puts them under her pillow.
Or like
And
or
that's my
like
company.
mga first partners,
Mhm.
ano, classmates namin sa like
Ar-
sa upscale, sa Kubo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tapos like they're also startups. They don't have the budget for like a whole editorial team.
Mhm.
And they just need, okay, I need this article written as soon as you can, you know. So
Mm.
that's where we're tapping into.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's good, no? Parang really finding partners, parang maybe long-term partners, strong partners na kayo yung magiging parang content writing arm ng mga companies na yun. So
Mm.
parang I think you're also doing it that way. And siguro, keep on finding these companies, these MSMEs na nangangailangan ng
Yes.
content.
So if you're watching this or listening to this, please.
We'll have our socials at the end of it talaga.
Yeah, or please email us at hello@indie-co.com if you want to partner or collaborate with us or hopefully become one of our users.
Yeah, before tayo magtapos, ano, future plans pala or parang ano ba, how are you planning to build Indigo pa further? How are you, ano ang inyong plans maybe this year or maybe next year?
Well, our goal really is to hopefully um reach other markets beyond the Philippines. Hopefully Southeast Asia or English dominant countries, especially now that we are part of Kuo's Arise program, which focuses on
Oh,
internationalization
yeah,
talaga.
yeah.
And so we really want to hopefully expand our reach. And yeah, and maybe in the not so far future, we want to tap other industries as well besides writing, whether it be other creatives. And matutuwa si JI dito, game design or anything related to that. And then as for like the tech related features,
Oh yeah, so I'm really just focused on building out more tools. We've had like funding and support from our incubators, and they've been really helpful with all the back end stuff that we need to develop these tools. Um, Aside from that, so these tools actually are behind the scenes for the writers, and I think we back then like we had a vision. We're more than just like this transactional thing. We want to be able to be a community that can help mga um help mga creatives form networks and also upskill. So correct me if I'm wrong, pero back before I joined, Indico used to do parang mga workshops then.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Mm,
in the future, once we're settled with this aspect of the startup of the business, we are also looking into those. So, mga
mm,
ano talaga, mga community building. Yeah.
okay, yeah.
It's like our end goal talaga is to create this diverse community of writers and businesses who will be able to, tap into it. Because we don't want to just, I think, obviously from the get-go now, we're not just working on one of the two markets talaga. We're trying to keep it like an open marketplace type platform,
Oh,
wherein at the end of the day, we have our community of writers who get value from it, like what Jai said with the upskilling, and at the same time, opportunity seeking, and at the same time businesses who want to utilize us as their content arm, because all they have to
mm,
do is just put in their call and
yeah.
then we'll do the rest of the work for
Mm.
them, so it's much easier for them. Kaya book na kayo. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah,
Please.
take this time to invite our listeners. Baka may nakikinig namang MSMEs na or any company na gusto magkaroon ng content arm or ng articles in their websites, blog articles. So invite them to try out Indico and lead them to the socials, websites of Indico.
Yeah. I'm not saying this because we want you to partner with us or collaborate with us, but content is very important now if you really want to put your product out there. Especially mga blog articles, website copy, it's very important. It's not you can look at it as not as typical hard sell all the time. You can soft sell it. So, for example, a business can talk about tips on blah blah blah, and then at the end you can soft sell it because you already found the solution to what they're searching for.
Mm.
So that's really there's a lot of tactics and there's a lot of strategies to really just push your brand out there and to hopefully drive sales. visibility, etc. So yeah, so if you need that kind of help for an affordable price, feel free to message us or follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Indico. Yeah, but okay, iba-iba siya eh. The.indie.co on Instagram, Indico lang sa Facebook and LinkedIn. And then for email, for partnerships, collaborations, or inquiries, hello@indie-co.com.
Will there be captions in this video?
Yeah, I'll put those links
Okay,
then
so put
below.
it here.
Okay, okay. Dito natin lalagay yan. Dito natin.
Just kidding. Sorry, mahirap na yung editing, sorry. But also, sorry, I guess I wanted to quickly touch on like how we're operating the financial side as well, because as a business, of course, we understand that that's a big concern as well. So one thing that really differentiates us is that instead of having like a constant subscription to it or having to constantly pay in-house writers, we give you the opportunity to purchase the words that you'll be utilizing for the different articles and blogs that you'll be requesting in the call for submission. So if you're a business that doesn't exactly put out content at a regular rate, for example, you'll post very heavily at certain times of the year and much less at different times, you can just utilize these word packages at your own convenience. Para you don't have to always worry about,
Yeah.
oh, am I overpaying? Am I underpaying this? You can set it to how you want to talaga. So that's it.
Yeah, so para siyang, ano na, para siyang points.
Consumable.
Yeah.
Consumable talaga
Na
siya.
maubos. Ah,
And
that's nice.
and you
That's
can top
nice.
up whenever you need if
Yeah,
you need a
yeah.
few more
Oo, ang
words.
ganda nun actually. Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Ayun, so sa ating mga nakikinig, so try out Indico. I think I mean, hearing from all of this actually, ang ganda actually ng inyong ginagawa with your community of writers and how you're connecting companies, MSMEs to this community of writers na actually makaka-create din ng talaga ng value for visibility of this company. So maraming salamat Indico for this conversation. This is our second ever in-person podcast. So thank you sa inyong
Thank you
tatlo.
so
Thank you
much,
so much.
Johnny.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much to our 42 patrons. This episode is super powered by AskLexPH Academy, our official e-learning partner. Get certifications on Lean Six Sigma, project management, data science, and many more. 1 CFO services, bookkeeping and tax, and payroll processing for startups and small businesses. Tuala, the next evolution of digital trust, privacy-focused digital experience for sharing identity information across Web 2 and Web 3 ecosystems. And Space PH, global co-working space, private office, and meeting rooms for startups, digital nomads, and freelancers. UBI Philippines, advocating universal basic income for Filipinos. Ignite Careers, career matching platform for Filipino talents and hiring companies in the outsourcing industry. Mamiki Super Pet App, the Philippines' first ever one-stop mobile app for pet products and services. Divico Technologies, IT solutions specializing in software development, blockchain smart contracts, digital wallets, and cybersecurity. DBuzz, Web3 microblogging app promoting freedom of speech and content ownership. Benjoy's Food Products, the home of premium bacon ends, tapa, and tocino. Looking for buy and sell online with Sigurado sellers. NutriCoach, the all-in-one productivity tool for dietitians and nutritionists. Spotify Team, podcast launch, production, editing, and management company helping increase podcasters' efficiency. Smile, consent-driven digital employment verification service to make smarter decisions faster. Mata Technologies, Philippines' premier provider of virtual tours and virtual maps for LGU's real estate, tourism, and private businesses. ROC.ph, our creative marketing partner. Get unlimited digital marketing services monthly. This episode is powered by Contact RFID Business Cards, Sirius MD, Pocketworks, Founders Launchpad, Uplift Codecamp, Agile Data Solutions, Hustle PH, Board Prep, Zales, and Pareto Consulting. Please support the podcast through the links in the description.